Moscow explodes. Armen Sarkisian, suspected organizer of anti-Maidan provocateurs, wounded in explosion in Moscow. Drones attack Russia's Astrakhan gas processing plant, and how Russians develop way to control many UAVs with single device simultaneously. The latest news next. An explosion at the Scarlet Sails housing complex in Moscow left one person dead and several others injured. Law enforcement officials confirmed that Armen Sarkisian, also known as Armen Armen from Donetsk region, was seriously wounded in the explosion. Sarkisian is known as the organizer of the Maidan Titushki and the founder of the Armenian battalion. Titushki are hired thugs used to intimidate Maidan protesters in 2014, reported by Radio Liberty, Russian news outlet Interfax, Russian media outlet Kommersant, and Baza Telegram channel. About details, Russian Telegram channels have shared footage reportedly from the entrance of the residential building showing shattered glass strewn across the area. A person is seen lying on the floor as they receive medical assistance. The Telegram channel Baza reported that one person was killed in the explosion and at least 5 others were injured. Russian state-owned news agency TASS, citing emergency services, also confirmed one fatality. Reports indicate that the explosion was caused by either a detonated explosive device or a grenade. On the night of February 3rd, unidentified drones attacked many Russian regions. In particular, a gas processing plant near Astrakhan was attacked, according to Andriy Kovalenko, head of the Center for Countering Disinformation of Ukraine.
The Astrakhan gas processing plant was attacked. This is one of the key energy facilities of Russia, which ensures the processing of gas condensate and the production of gasoline, diesel fuel, and more.
Kovalenko explained that this plant affects the military-industrial complex of Russia, as the fuel and energy sector is the main source of funding for the defense sector. Russians began writing about the attack on the gas processing plant at about 3 in the morning Kiev time. In particular, they complained about the sounds of explosions and what appeared to be a fire. Subsequently, the region governor Igor Babushkin responded to the situation, confirming the UAV attack on the fuel and energy complex and the fire. However, he did not specify whether the fire was at the facility. Also, according to him, the attack was allegedly carried out by the Ukrainian armed forces. The governor said, quote, "Last night, the Ukrainian armed forces attempted a drone attack on facilities located in the region, including the fuel and energy sector. The electronic warfare and air defense systems worked as usual. When one of the UAVs crashed, it caught fire. There were no casualties." Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, Alexander Syrsky, held a meeting on the results of the Armed Forces of Ukraine in the first month of 2025. He also set tasks for February.
The situation is difficult, but we are fighting back with dignity. We continue to effectively destroy Russian military targets to reduce their strike potential. We are destroying the enemy both on the territory of Ukraine and in Russia. Among the priorities is the operation in the Kursk region and the destruction of military targets deep in Russia, Syrsky writes.
According to him, the main efforts will be focused on holding the borders and preventing Russia's advance, strengthening military training and increasing the unmanned component. In particular, Ukraine continues to develop formations and units of the land forces air assault forces, marines, and unmanned systems forces. This is due to the build-up of unmanned systems in their composition. On the ground, we are first of all providing personnel and equipment to those units that are already defending the front line. At the same time, we are taking measures to move and second servicemen from non-combat to combat military units, the chief notes. He also believes that it is necessary to improve recruitment and strengthen the psychological stability of soldiers. Syrskyi said that measures to adapt newcomers arriving from training centers should be taken before they are involved in combat missions. The stability of the army depends on how they are prepared.
In January, we managed to slightly increase the number of units that are being withdrawn to restore combat capability. We have corresponding plans for the next period. We take into account the challenges of the time and work to strengthen the army even in the current difficult conditions. The reform of the organizational structure of the armed forces is ongoing. We have started implementing measures to transition to a core structure.
According to him, February will be difficult for the Ukrainian army, but the Russians will have a hard time. Quote, "I have assigned tasks to the relevant commands and military authorities. Russia does not reduce the intensity of its attack, and it is against this background that our tasks will be carried out," emphasized Syrskyi. Russian forces are using ground control systems, which can control an unlimited number of UAVs simultaneously with just one remote control in its war against Ukraine, reported by Institute for the Study of War.
Russian forces are reportedly using ground control systems, GCSs, that can control swarms of drones. The Hermes Design Bureau, a subsidiary of the Kaisan anti-drone systems manufacturer, stated on 31st January that it developed a GCS that can operate a swarm of unlimited drones using a single remote control.
About details, the ISW reported that the Russians were already using this system in the war against Ukraine. It also helps to control drones remotely at different frequencies to bypass electronic warfare. On the night of February 3rd, Russia attacked Ukraine with 71 Shahed drones and other types of drones. Ukrainian air defense forces destroyed 38 of them. Russia launched the drones from the directions of the Russian cities of Kursk, Bryansk, Millerovo, Primorsk-Akhtarsk, as well as the temporarily occupied Crimea. As of 9 a.m. Kyiv time, 38 drones were confirmed downed in Kharkiv, Poltava, Kyiv, Sumy, Chernihiv, Cherkasy, Zaporizhzhia, Dnipropetrovsk, Vinnytsia, and Khmelnytsky regions. Another 25 drones were lost, luckily without any negative consequences. Russia struck Sumy, Kharkiv, and Cherkasy regions. That's all for today. Thanks for watching this video. Like and subscribe.